Welcome, everybody. My name is Tariq EQ Amawi. It's an absolute pleasure. It's a joy. It's an honor to have you here today. Thank you for giving your most valuable asset, your biggest commodity, your energy, your time, your presence. So first of all, can I give you a massive pat on the back for being here, for showing up for yourself, for actually taking the plunge, taking the dive, and being a part of this. I have 30 minutes with you, and I'm going to attempt something pretty crazy here in these 30 minutes. But before I get to that, first of all, let's see where we're all tuning in from. Just drop in the chat, drop in the comments. Where are you tuning in from right now in this big, wide world of ours? So keep those comments. Keep those comments coming. Let's see where we're all tuning in from. But you make hundreds of thousands, if not millions of choices every year. And somehow all of the choices of your entire life, everything you clicked on, everyone you made friends with, that post that you happened to see or didn't see, that comment, that share brought you here. The odds of that happening are infinitesimally small. You chose to be here. You chose to be here. You chose to challenge yourself, to challenge old established paradigms. And in order to change paradigms, we have to challenge paradigms. And first, you have to choose. So you choose, you challenge, and then you change. And right now, you've chosen, you're here. The next step, what I'm going to get you to do over the next 30 minutes is challenge. And as we begin to challenge our old paradigms, we will then begin to change our old paradigms and set us up for a massive win. So wherever you're tuning in from, whatever preconceived notions, ideas, beliefs, thoughts, patterns, anything that you have, I want you to just do something with me, right? I want you to just pretend that you're taking everything that's in your head right now, everything that you think you know, everything that you've learned, everything that you've heard elsewhere. And I want you to just take that out and just throw it like a basketball. Right? It doesn't belong in this space. I want an open mind, an open heart, and just be here ready to receive. So if you're ready to receive, drop ready to receive in the comments below. Drop ready to receive. Let me jump into these beautiful comments here. We have so many streaming in. Hello, so excited for this. Yes, Kate, so am I. Hello, Natasha. Gosh, there's so many. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to attempt something that I don't know if it's been done before. So treat this opportunity like you've paid $10,000 to be here. Can you do that? Can we make that little pact together, right? Can we agree, right? So I want you to play pretend like you did when you were a kid, right? I want you to play pretend that you paid $10,000 to be here. Can you do that? Just drop $10,000 in the comments below. That'll be the easiest $10,000 you've ever dropped. Just drop $10,000 in the comments below. Okay. Now, I supremely value your time, your energy for being here and for playing and co-creating in the space together with everyone else. My intention is to return it back to you, not tenfold, not even 100-fold, but 1,000-fold. I would like what happens here today to forever shift your paradigm. Now, I said I'm going to attempt something bold, right? So I have 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes now. I have 30 minutes to try and undo. Actually, you know what? I'm going to remove the word try. I have 30 minutes to completely transform your paradigm around your money mindset, around your wealth, your self-deservedness. If that sounds good, if that sounds like a good exchange for your time, right? 30 minutes to undo potentially 30 years of bad programming and beliefs, just drop ready to change below. Drop ready to change. I see loads of 10,000 streaming in. Drop ready to change. We are here in service of you. The people that you will be hearing from, the speakers that you will be listening to are already walking this path. And it's not about us being at the top of some lofty mountain, shouting at you below, going, hey, you down there. It's not like that at all. It's actually, we're just a couple of steps ahead. That's all. We've just gotten a really good map and we're following that map, and it helps us avoid all the hazards on the way up the mountain, helps us avoid those slippery roads and the potholes and the sheer cliffs. And with that map, we can now be your guide and serve you as we both climb this mountain together. Because you know what? What's more inviting, right? Someone shouting from the top of a mountain, or someone saying, hey, I'm ready to climb it with you because I hear the view up there is spectacular and I would love to see it with you. So who wants to see that view from the top of the mountain? Drop new view below, right? We're not only ready to make a new view, we're ready to make a new you. All right. So first of all, where do we start this wonderful journey of ours? So many of us have been given, let's say, less than a favorable head start in life, right? Can we all agree? Everyone here on this call is hurting in some way. Now, I've got to warn you, I don't snorkel, I scuba dive. Everyone on this call is hurting in some way. Maybe your life is already good. Maybe it's great, but you know there's more for you. You know you are here for more, to do more, to achieve more, to be more, to experience more. Are you not? Drop more if that resonates with you. You're here for more. If you weren't, you wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. Now, here's the thing. We often talk about leaving a legacy, right? What are we going to leave behind? What are we going to pass on to our children? How are we going to make a difference? But first, let me just remind you of how special you are. If you go back a generation, you have your parents. You go back 2 generations, you have your parents and their parents. You go back another generation, you have their parents, and so on and so forth. Do you know if you go back 20 generations, 1 million people had to make love to make you? Now, that is a legacy. People survived the most unlikely circumstances. They survived famine and starvation. They survived being mauled by wild cats 10,000 years ago in the savannas, all to give you a chance to be here. You are the epitome. You are the very pinnacle. You are the cutting, bleeding edge of evolution in human form. And you're right here, right now. And the question that I ask you is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You are your parents' legacy. You are your entire genetic lineage's legacy. You are the legacy. You are the change. You are the one that you've been waiting for. And my intention here is to empower you to feel that in your bones, in your core, in your heart. If you're feeling that already, just drop feeling that. Are you feeling that? So let's cast our mind back for a moment to grade school. Do you remember grade school? Do you remember your mom or dad packing your lunch in a lunchbox? Do you remember that? Who remembers a lunchbox? Drop lunchbox below if you remember lunchbox, right? I remember I had a Transformers lunchbox. And so you'd get your lunchbox and you'd wait for the bus, right? And then you'd go to school, and then the bell would ring at like 9 a.m., right? And then the teacher would stand up in front of the class and you'd be at your desk with all of your other classmates. Who remembers those days, right? Forever etched and engraved in the theater of our memory. And then you'd wait for the break. And then you'd have like a 15-minute break, right? And then you'd have an hour lunch break, right? Where you'd be able to go outside and play in the playground, and you'd play pretend, and you'd dive into your imagination, and you'd pretend you're swinging a sword or flying on a dragon or wherever it is that your imagination took you. And then you'd come back into class and you'd sit back down in your desk and you'd listen again. And to begin with, you're full of energy, you're full of excitement, creativity. You have your whole life ahead of you, and the world is your oyster. Now, here's the thing. I want to retrace these steps because for me, reprogramming our mindset is really key to receiving everything that we can in life. So you have your lunchbox, you have your lunch break, you have your break, you have the teacher standing up in front of the class telling you what the day's lesson is, right? Who remembers those days? You remember? Drop the word remember. Then you graduate from school, and maybe you go to college and university, and then everyone tells you, get a steady job, right? That's the next step. The next step is to get a job. And what happens? You swap that lunchbox for a briefcase. And work starts the same time school starts, at 9 a.m. But this time, instead of finishing at 2 or 3, it goes on till 5 or maybe even 6. You still get your lunch break. You still get your 15 minutes break. And you remember having to raise your hand to go to the bathroom, or raise your hand to speak. We have been groomed into listening to one central authority figure tell us how to live our life. And so when people talk about making the shift from an employee mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset, no wonder it's challenging. You have to undo at least 15 years of programming, 15 years of sitting in your desk, 15 years of listening to somebody else, 15 years of being graded on all of your exams. You have been conditioned for the role that society set out for you. And what I would put to you is the fact that you're here right now means you're ready to change that. Now, who here, by the way, just by a show of hands, who here would consider themselves the black sheep of their family, the outlier, the one who didn't quite fit in, right? The square peg in the round hole, as Steve Jobs would say. Who here is that person in their family? Now, I'm going to wait as all of these comments start streaming in, because chances are, if you're here right now, you are that person. Now, what does that mean? That means, or I'll ask you another question. Who here feels like they've never fit in? Who here, own it, right? I want you to own it. When you own your story will no longer own you. Who here feels like they never fit in? They never quite fit in. Couldn't quite put your finger on it. You didn't know why. You just knew that you wanted to do things your way. You wanted to do things differently. But everyone who was older than you, who was more experienced, told you it couldn't be done. Reminded you how it was difficult for them. How difficult the world is. How hard it is to make money. How hard you have to work. How sacrifices need to be made. And so what did you do? You believed them. You were just a kid. Why wouldn't you? So I'm going to take a couple of minutes now, and I don't want to tell you what a belief is. I'd like to show you what a belief is. Do I have your permission? Just drop the word permission if I have your permission to show you what a belief is. To begin with, when you stand out, it feels like you're standing alone. But as more people start standing out, as more people start speaking their message, start owning their authentic voice, you'll find that you're all standing together. That's when things really become exciting. So hear me, I'm going to look you directly in the eye as I say this. In your family, the reason you never fit in is because you are the chain breaker and you are the change maker. You are the chain breaker and you are the change maker. And now you get to fit in with all the misfits. You get to belong with all the people who growing up felt that they never did. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Are we dropping into some deep spaces already? Let me know if this is resonating. Drop the word resonating. So here's what I want you to do. If you're doing this on your phone, I want you to just prop your phone up and I want you to play full out. Okay? We're here together. I've shown up for you. You showed up for yourself. Play full out. Okay? This is what I want you to do. I don't want to tell you what a belief is. I'm going to show you what a belief is. And once I show you what a belief is and how a belief is formed, we can start to undo some of the limiting beliefs that you've had. Does that sound good? Drop sound good if that sounds good to you. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I want you to put your hands out in front of you like this, right? Make two fists. I want you to trust me here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to describe a few things, right? That might change the sensations in your body. And I want you to just go with it. Okay? The catch is you have to do it with your eyes closed. So just make sure that you can hear me. Okay? I'm going to close my eyes too, right? Fair is fair. And we're going to play along. So I want you to close your eyes now. And I want you to just listen to my words. Imagine that in your right hand, there's a really, really heavy stone, like a stone made of tungsten steel or solid lead. It's just so heavy you can barely fit your fingers around it. And it would feel so comfortable now to just let that right arm fall. You can feel the muscles in your shoulders starting to get weary, starting to fatigue. Your forearm is getting tired. You feel your whole right arm is so heavy. It's so heavy. The weight of gravity is bearing down upon it, and it just wants to drop and drop and drop down, 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 down. It wants to drop down because it's so heavy. Your right arm is so heavy, and that stone you're carrying is so heavy you can barely grasp onto it. It wants to drop down and go lower and lower and lower because it's so heavy. All your muscles in your right arm are aching now. The muscles under your arm are aching, just struggling to hold that stone up. It's so heavy. Now imagine around your left wrist, there's a string tied to a giant helium balloon. And this helium balloon is the size of the room that you're in, and it just wants to float upwards. It's floaty light, effortlessly light, feather light, air light. It just goes up and up and up in the same way that your arm would just float to the surface in a swimming pool. Your left arm is so light, like Mary Poppins with her umbrella just wanting to carry you away into the ether. But that right arm is so heavy, it's getting heavier now. That stone is so difficult to lift up. You feel all the muscles straining, all that tension, but that left arm is so light, it's just effortless. It just wants to float upwards and upwards to the sky. And now open your eyes. Where are your hands? Are they where they started? Or is your right arm down and your left arm up? What just happened? Drop it in the comments. What we just created was a belief. I want you to think about that. Really, you're a rational, intelligent, super smart, incredible adult human. How long did that take? A minute? Is your right arm actually heavier than your left arm? Who experienced their right arm feeling heavier than their left arm? Who experienced their left arm feeling lighter and wanting to just go upwards? My arm was so sore, says Emily. Yeah, right? It's crazy. And yet, all we did was create the suggestion that your right arm was heavy and that your left arm was light. In 2 minutes, you got to experience that physiologically in your body. Now, that's a belief that you've held for less than 2 minutes, and it already affected you. Hey, what about the beliefs you've held for the last 2 days? What about the last 2 weeks? What about the beliefs you've held for the last 2 months? Hey, what about the beliefs you've held for the last 2 years? What about the beliefs you've held for the last 2 decades? Could they not have an effect on your body? Could they not make you feel heavier and worn down and fatigued? Could that right arm be that you're not as smart as your siblings? Or you were never cut out for success? Or that you don't deserve to have everything that you want in life? What are those beliefs doing that have been playing out in your life all these years? Because that's all they are. They're beliefs. A belief is nothing more than a practiced thought that you've attached meaning to. And the more meaning you attach, the stronger the belief. So if we can shift your beliefs in a couple of minutes and make you feel physically like you're heavier, then surely all the beliefs you've held and carried from your family, from your lineage, from your school, from your society, from your siblings, from your spouse, from your parents, can have an effect on you too. Real talk. So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop in the comments all the limiting beliefs that you've been told around money. All the limiting beliefs that you've been told by your parents growing up, society, etc., around money, I want you to put them below. Drop them in the comments. All right, now the more that you play along, the more interesting this gets. All right. So, what are some of the beliefs that you have around money? Drop them below. Now, as we do that, and as I wait for your comments to come in, I'm going to ask you this, right? Let's go back to grade school for a second. Back in grade school, and teacher says, right, it's maths class, and the teacher says, you have two loaves of bread. Each loaf has 8 slices. If Sarah steals 1.5 loaves of your bread, how many slices do you have left? How many slices do you have left? Meanwhile, in the more, let's say, wealthy schools, it's more like this. You own 3 companies. If you were to acquire or buy 2 more companies, how many companies do you now own? Do you see the difference? On the one hand, we're talking about having loaves of bread stolen. On the other, we're talking about acquiring and building companies. What do you think that does for a young mind? Starts getting you to imagine, right? You start feeling like, yeah, what would it be like to own a couple of extra companies? To own a company, to build a business. It expands your mindset. All right, let's look at some of these here. Old belief, I have to work hard to earn money. Money doesn't grow on trees, says Marlo. You have to work hard to make money. Don't talk about money. Don't lend money to anyone. You only need enough to make you happy. My gosh, money is hard to come by. You need to work your ass off to get by. Security is important above all else. Money is hard to come by. It's holy to be poor. Money does not grow on my back. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Now, here's the thing, right? When you think of, right, since you said it's holy to be poor, right? Who here has ever felt like that, right? It's holy to be poor. It's divine to be poor. Now, here's the question that I have regarding that. When you imagine heaven, right? Whatever your concept of heaven is, even a heavenly environment, do you picture a barren desert, or do you picture perhaps a lush garden, replete with animals and flowers and blossoms and blooms of all colors and kinds? Awash with life, resplendent with nature. So if that's the case, how can poverty be divine? When you picture whatever divine figure you have in your mind, do you see them as broke? Or do you see them as supremely abundant? See, I think many of us have been trained to confuse and conflate poverty with piety. We've been groomed into it. I mean, think about it. In most of the movies that you watched growing up, who was often the rich one? The villain or the hero? Think Bond villains. Think Scrooge McDuck. And now you don't want to be evil, right? So you're going to side with the hero or the heroine, who often rises up from rags. And because you see all of these evil people doing horrible things with their money, you decide as a young, caring, compassionate human being that you don't want to be like them. And you resign yourself to poverty. And you subjugate yourself. And you sabotage your own success in order to maintain the image of being the hero, of being the heroine, of being divine. Because at your core, that's what you are. Let me know if this is landing. Just drop the word landing. So I see all of these comments still coming in. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look through the comments that are coming in, and I want you to replace the word money with having better options. Having better options, because for me, for so many of the people I know, that's what money is. You realize that money is simply an agreed upon medium of exchange, right? I'm originally from the Middle East. 2,000 years ago in the Middle East, money was camels. People would trade camels. That was the form of money. In other parts of the world, it was silk or spice or salt, right? Go off into the UK and Yorkshire, and maybe it was goats and sheep. Money has always changed. Once upon a time, it was beads. Money is simply an agreed upon medium of exchange. That's all it is. It's a placeholder for abundance. So I want you to look at these beliefs right now. For example, money is the root of all evil. And replace that with having better options. And it starts to read, having better options is the root of all evil. Is it? Or is it simply the root of having better options? Because here's the thing, just because you've seen a lot of evil people do bad things with money doesn't mean you will. And that's the key, right? We've seen a lot of money go into the hands of people who aren't steering the planet in the right direction. And so we attach that guilt to money. But if that were true, right, it would be like, imagine a court case where there's been an assault or a murder. Do we find the knife guilty? Do we find the gun guilty? Or is it the hand that wields it? It's the hand that wields it, right? Now, why is that important? Because we know this to be the case. Otherwise, weapons would be the things that are getting locked up. But it's the people who wield them. And so here's what I put to you. Money in the hands of good people can do a lot of good. When your belly is full, you can do so much more to feed someone else who's starving, can you not? When your pockets are full, you can help the people who need it on the street. But when you yourself are starving, you're not in your most generous state. You're in survival. It's only when your cup fills up that you come out of survival and move into service. And so here's the challenge, right? If we want to change our beliefs, we have to challenge our beliefs. If you want to build a new form of school, if you want to buy land and grow food and vegetables, if you want to raise your kids in a beautiful home that feels safe and a sanctuary away from the chaos of the world, you're going to need resources. And that's what we're here to do, is to put more good money in more good hands. Because money is simply a magnifier. It's simply an amplifier. It will amplify who you are at your core. If you're generous, having more money makes you more generous. If you are miserly, then having more money makes you more miserly. It is simply a magnifier of the intention and the energy that you already hold. And so I want you to write down whatever old beliefs you have around money and replace it with having better options. Now, here's the thing. Many of us, right? And feel free to own this. We bring up money when it's not there, right? We're like, we blame money for not being in our lives. We blame money when it's time to pay the rent. We blame money when it's time to pay our bills, right? Do we not? Now, imagine that money were your lover, like your husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse. Imagine if you only mentioned them every time something went wrong. Imagine if you only blamed them for not being in your life more. What would happen? Very quickly, they would create even more distance to you, right? They would show up even less. And since money is simply a physical placeholder for the feeling of abundance, then when you blame that abundance, when you blame money, which is just an instrument in the hands of others, what you do is keep it away from you. You don't have to learn how to attract wealth. You have to learn how to stop deflecting it. Many of us have industrial-size umbrellas up because of all of the limiting beliefs around our self-worth that we've been taught and told. There is more abundance in this world now than there has ever been before. Think about it. It's the same planet. Go back a few generations, we were trading beads. Now we're splicing genetic code and creating Web 3.0 and doing all kinds of incredible things with technology. It's the same planet with the same amount of resources. We live in the most abundant times ever. There has never been opportunity like you have at your fingertips, like you have being here right now. Make peace with holding on to wealth. Because if you truly are here to create change, you're going to need more than change in your pockets to do it. And maybe you're already doing well. Maybe you are already feeling abundant. Well, now it's time to step into service and bring that abundance to others, right? When the cup fills up, it doth runneth over. And so many of us have been taught to give from this empty cup, and we're here to fill yours up. And in order to do that, you need to challenge your beliefs. You need to challenge your beliefs in order to change your beliefs. And once you do that, you can start to allow for new things to come into your life. My money story, I struggled with money most of my life, because I was told money doesn't grow on trees and it's really difficult to make money and you have to work really hard to make money and money is scarce and you have to make sacrifices. And all that happened was I robbed myself of my own ability to allow wealth to come in. I was running around trying to catch rain with an egg cup instead of building pipelines that bring the rain to me. And that's what we're here to do for you, everybody. Build pipelines. If you're ready to build pipelines, drop ready to build pipelines. That's what we're here. Today is mindset. Tomorrow is all about the method. Tomorrow is all about putting this into action. So let's see what these comments are saying. Phil, can't wait for my cup to overflow. Jess, that's me all over. Constantly helping people from an empty cup. Marlo, changing my money mindset literally changed my life. Kyra, so looking forward to the service that I'll be able to offer. Now, here's the thing. Even if you want to buy 5 cars and a 16-bedroom mansion, more power to you. Because I know that once you have that and your cup is full, you'll naturally want to help others. Because that's who we are, right? We are humankind, not human cruel. We are born kind. We learn cruelty. We are born united. We learn division. So treat this as the jumping off point, the launch pad that it is, because 3 years ago, I was sat where you were. Where you are right now is where I was. And I was struggling. At one point, I was literally paying for vegetables with coins at a checkout, right? 5 people waiting for me to pay for these vegetables. And I knew that if I'm experiencing such a low right now, it must be because my arrow is being drawn back, right? Because you have to draw an arrow back before it'll shoot forward. And that's what's happening right now. If you're experiencing challenge, it's because you are about to launch into change. If you are experiencing or have experienced scarcity, it's because you're about to launch into success. So, who here already feels like their belief system around money has shifted? Don't make money the villain. A villain is a villain. With money, even more of a villain. Somebody who is altruistic, generous by nature, is only going to do incredible things. And I believe you're here because you are feeling our vibe and you're here to do incredible things. So to do that, we want to empower you to have not only the mindset, but also the methodology and the mentorship. And now I'm going to pass you over to Amberly to help you craft your perfect day and to create a new vision for what your life gets to be. All right, Amberly, over to you.
Tariq, that's beautiful. And thank you. I'd love everybody to put in the comments below, what is your biggest takeaway? Put it in one sentence. If somebody was going to ask you, what is it Tariq shared with me today? What was the thing that changed your world? I would love for you to put in the comments below, because I'm going to be here to give you hacks, little insights of how you can create your dream life and dream vision. And I'm going to tell you something wonderful about the brain. The only way we come to remember things is when we allow ourselves permission to go through and put it in our own words. So what I'm wanting from you right now is to put in your own words, what was the experience you just had in one sentence? What is the one thing that if somebody said to you, hey, what is it that the biggest takeaway that Tariq gave you? What is it? And I look at this. You don't have to learn how to start attracting wealth. You have to learn how to stop deflecting it. Beautiful. What else is there? So today, I want you to tell me that. I want you to light up in the and really what I'm going to do is take you through an experience that allows you to tap into your unlimited wealth, your unlimited abundance, and the unlimited potential that resides in you. And like Tariq shared, Tariq said that there is a reason why you're here today. Now, for me, I love to learn science. When I learn science about things, it allows me to show, like for me to know in every fiber of my being of what's possible. So what neuroscientists have found is in any given moment, your brain is processing 11 million bits per second. Now, what happens is you delete, distort, and generalize everything of that to those beliefs that Tariq was talking about. Your brain is looking for everything to support you. So I bet at one point in your life you've turned around and said, I need a way. I want a way to create the life that I want on my terms. I want a way to wake up in the morning and do whatever I want with my day, with my time. I want to be with my kids. I want to do this. Like, you've asked your brain, and what your brain has done in a beautiful way is brought you here today because it's showing you what you're capable of creating. When you ask, you will receive. So I want you to be really honest with me right now. Can you give yourself 100% permission to play all out on the things that I'm going to give you? And I'm going to be honest, it's going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to make you go through some things that you mightn't want to face. But the beautiful thing about uncomfortability, creativity comes from it. You see what you couldn't see before. So I'm going to take you through a process that you can see what's right in front of you. It's like somebody walking through the desert, and they've been searching for water. And then what happens is they can't see it in front of them. And then they trip over a cactus. And then they remember, oh, they learned at school, if you open a cactus up, there is water within it. This is what your brain has brought you to, the opportunity to create it. So give me a yes, a hell yes in the comments. I'm playing 100% out. I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to do these things, even if they're uncomfortable, even if they don't feel right, because through uncomfortability comes what you're choosing to create. Because the reality is, and I'm going to get really honest about my life, I was really comfortable and I wasn't creating the life I wanted, but it wasn't until I became uncomfortable that I saw opportunities that weren't there before. So, Han, I can see that. I'm looking at these comments and I'm talking. Are you ready to be the chain breaker? Are you ready to be the change maker? Are you ready to create a legacy so that, and I'm going to talk to all my mamas and my dads out there, and this isn't even mamas and dadders. Everybody looks at you. You can be the ripple effect. How you show up gives everybody else permission to show up too. So can you give yourself permission, right? I'm all in the comments below. So I'm going to go over some energetic pieces that I did for over a year ago to change the trajectory of my life. If I get really honest, my husband was working a lot of hours. I wasn't happy with where I was. My kids, I was like, I had a little newborn, my son, everything was falling on me. And I wanted to change my life. Now, I wanted to tell everybody about a vision I had. Now, my vision was to travel around Australia, in a caravan with my family. And now give me a yes in the comments if you can relate to this, is that you've been too scared to tell your dreams, your vision, what you're choosing to create. Because what happens, and I know Tariq talked about this before, when we're children, it gets knocked down. We get told it's impossible. And most of the time that people tell us that it's impossible because they're too scared to create the life that they want. Or they've been told, even worse still, generationally, that they can't have what they want. But everybody in this space is somebody here for a bigger vision. So what I'm going to tell you is what I did is I shared it with the world. I actually went on my social media account and I turned around. My husband and I went together and said, we've got this vision. We've decided that we're going to travel around Australia. And it was really interesting. There was people encouraging us and there were people telling us we were crazy. Like, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? And that made me realize, well, you know what? What is it? Like, my husband and I got really clear. What is it that I'm choosing to create? What is it we're choosing to create? So we wrote down a list. We wrote down a list of what we were choosing to create because we wanted to create a legacy for our kids. And what I mean by that is a legacy of experiences, because I grew up with a single mama and my mum never could take us anywhere. And that's a reflection of her outlook on the world and the limitations that were there. But I didn't get to experience these things. And I was like, yes, I'm choosing to create something different. So what we're going to do throughout this, I'm going to give you homework. And I'm going to give you homework. And for those people that play full out, they're going to be rewarded tomorrow. There's an opportunity for you to win prizes. And they're going to say this on day 2. So what we're going to do right now is like I did. I want you to tell me in the comments below, and I'm going to wait for this when it's here, is what is your vision? What is your dream? What is it that you truly desire? Is it you want a $2 million home on the beach? Is it that you want your own chef, your own nanny? Do you want a piece of land with an eco village? Are you buying organic fruit and vegetables? Are you wanting to be at home with your kids every day and not working so much? Are you wanting flexibility to do whatever you want when you want? Are you traveling Bali or Europe? Or are you giving your children experiences like Disneyland? Now, I can't see people writing in the comments, so this is what I'm going to tell you. A dream is only a wish until you're brave enough to share it with the world. So I want you to get really honest and truthful with yourself, and this is a safe space. What is the one thing that you want that you've been too scared to tell anyone else in case it doesn't come true, in case somebody cuts it down? I love this. Let me say this. Buying land away from the hustle and then traveling Australia, and yes, to an eco village. Peace, love, and faith, just to see people happy. Penny, I'm going to invite you to go deeper. Your desires. What is it you're truly desiring? Because if we don't get really honest with ourselves of what we want, how do we go on and create that? Being able to raise my children from home and retire those I love from the 9 to 5, to live in the country, the beach house, traveling, no dog shelter, no kill dog shelter in the country, moving to the country with my family. So we've got it. So what are they? So this is going to be your homework. What I want you to do is get really clear. I want you to give yourself and permission. Maybe you have to put on a candle, create the environment. If you're a mum like me, make sure the kids aren't around, create a space and write down, what are my top 10 desires? So a year ago, I wrote down, I want a brand new caravan. I wrote, I want a brand new car. I wanted my husband to quit his job. I wanted to have 10K months. I wrote down a business vehicle that allows me to make money whenever I want. And I also wrote, I wanted a business vehicle that was easy and I didn't have to hustle and I don't have to be it on all the time. Like, I got really clear. So what are your top 10 desires? Write them down. List them. Give yourself permission to just say the things that you've been too scared to say. Now, I'm going to let you to go a little bit further in this. When we're creating a vision, what happens with a vision, and we've got it wrong, there's this thinking that we think it is do, have, be. But the reality is, and this is a little hack I'm going to give you, it's actually be, do, have. Because from the being, we get permission, we get the downloads, we get the insights from the universe of what's the aligned action to create. So what I want to get you to get here, and I want you to share it in the comments below because I can see all these beautiful things coming through right now, is what are the top 3 feelings that you're going to feel when you have that belief? Are you going to feel wealthy? Are you going to feel sexy, playful, joyful, grateful, fully expressed, abundant? Is there going to be an unwavering belief in yourself that you can do the impossible? So what you're going to do, and I want you to share it in the comments, what is the feeling? And then I'm going to give you a special exercise, a vision exercise later. So it's really important. Tell me in the comments, what is the feeling that you're choosing to create in yourself? What is it? What is it going to, are you going to be so lit up? So write it in the comments. Now, the next step is, how much money do you need to create your dream life? I want you to write this down, and you're going to share this with us later. You're going to share us your top 10 desires. You're going to share us the feelings. You're going to share the money. What is it you're choosing to create? Are you choosing to create $10,000 months, $20,000 months, $50,000 months, or $100,000 months? What are you choosing to create? What is the money that is going to not only transform your life, but everybody's lives that you come into contact with? What is the money that you need? What is it that you're choosing to create? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to write this down on a check, and they're going to drop this down. So what I did is that, so we deposited $7,000. That was all the money that we had. I had $7,000, and we deposit that on a caravan. And what happened is I needed another $42,000 to pay that off. So we're going to give you a check, and I wish I still had it, because when we moved to travel around Australia, we packed everything up, and I kept this check, and I wrote $42,000, and it had it from the universe, and I printed this check out, and I put it everywhere. I put it on my refrigerator. I put it on the microwave. I put it on the dashboard of my car. I put it in the cupboards. I put it in the kids' cupboards. I put this check everywhere. Now, the reason why I chose to put this check everywhere, because your brain is a super computer. And what it does is when it sees this, it allows its subconscious to know, like, oh, I've already got the money. How can I create this? What aligned action can I take to create this? It's like an energetic knowing that you've already got this money. So I'm going to invite you to print out that check, write out the money, and put it everywhere so that you see it, that it's there, it's done, there's nothing else to think about. Now, one of the big things that I did is, the next thing is I scripted out my perfect day. I got really honest and said to me, what is my perfect day? So I wrote about how, and I wrote it from the moment I went to sleep and from the moment I went to bed. And I said to myself, you know what I'm going to do? So when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get up and do my Pilates and my meditation before the kids get up. I'm actually going to leave the kids with my husband, go for a walk along the beach. Like, I'm going for a walk along the beach. I hear the waves crashing. I come back, and we decide to go out for lunch because we have so much money available to us, and we go out for lunch and we order whatever's on the menu. And then, you know, I look at my bank account, and thousands of dollars have dropped into my bank account. And then we decide, well, what are we going to do? You know, we're going to go off and explore, and you know, we'll go and explore places of Australia, like Ayers Rock, climbing up Ayers Rock. Oh, well, we can't do that anymore, but going to Ayers Rock and looking at the beauty of it, and then coming home and having dinner with my family and putting them to sleep, and then, you know, my kids to sleep, and then I would have the evening with my husband with alone time and going to bed. So what I'm going to get you to do, and to script out with everyone here, is to write out your perfect day. Now, what I want you to do is you're going to dream bigger, like, and I mean bigger than you ever allowed yourself to dream before. As my husband always says, aim for the universe and land in the stars. So I want you to create this vision, and you're going to dream bigger than you ever dreamed before. And I want you to go, what money am I creating? What am I doing? And are you with people who light you up? Are they telling you to live your best life? Are they encouraging you to live your best life? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your friends, your family? How are you using your money? What experiences are you having? Are you meditating? Are you going to massages? Are you going to facials? What are you doing? Or it could be just as simple as having a day to read whatever book that you're passionate about. So I want you to get really clear, and to recap, what I want you to do is to create this vision, your perfect day, and you're going to share it in the Facebook group, because we're going to cheer you on and encourage you. And what you're doing is you're declaring to the world, this is what I'm choosing to create. That is exactly what my husband did. A husband and I did a year ago. We declared it to the world, and here we are living in Australia. I'm living in a caravan. Mind you, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. And here I am in an Airbnb facility, or what do you call it? A home, that I'm next to the ocean. And today I lived my perfect day. I got out of bed. I left my husband with the kids. I did a meditation. I did Pilates. I walked along the beach, and then I came back here. And a year ago, that seemed impossible. And what you're doing is you're imprinting when you read this. So I'm going to get you to read it every day, and I'm going to give you a little hack that changed the world for me. I want you to save it on your phone and leave it as a screensaver. And what you're going to do is, the first thing you do when you wake up, you're going to look at it. You're going to look at the phone, and you're going to read it first thing in the morning and just before you go to sleep. And the reason why you're going to do this is, what happens with your brain is you're in a different brain wave state. You're actually in a subconscious brain wave state. And when you read this out loud to yourself with passion, and even giving yourself, like I would give yourself full permission to envision it, what will happen is your brain will believe it's true. And from that place, you're not afraid to take the action to create it. Now, so we've gone over that. So another hack I'm going to give you that is really powerful, it's going to change your world, is that you need to look for someone in your life, or not in your life, but somebody that has created what you're choosing to create. And so in saying that, I went looking into the community that I'm a part of. Well, who's created a life that I'm choosing to create? And the reason why I did this is because like I said earlier, I grew up with a single mum, and my single mum hadn't gone and created the life I wanted to do. And most of the way that we live our life these days is based on how other people are in the world, particularly the parents, the people that we've been exposed to from the ages of 0 to 7. So I thought to myself, and I learned this from a neuroscientist expert, that if you can see someone else has created what you're creating, and you get an aha moment that if they can do it, I can do it too, your brain will say, well, if they can do it, I can do it. There's nothing stopping it. Let's do it. So I looked for Christy. Now, Christy X Ord is going to take tomorrow, and you're going to learn more about her. And what I saw in Christy is she was making the money I wanted online. She had her husband home with her and her kids. She had brought herself a brand new car. She had the money she wanted to invest in herself. She was investing thousands to tens of thousands of dollars into herself. She was on the stage. She was a successful online entrepreneur. And so I really looked at her, and I saw that she cracked the code. And so I looked at her, and I looked at how are we the same? And I went, well, she's a mum like me, and she's got kids like me, and she was a struggling entrepreneur like me. Like, I was in the supermarket once before, and what I did at the supermarket, like, I was in exactly the same position. I had to divide the things that I wanted, between two different cards, because I didn't have the money to pay it. And then that's when the aha moment landed in. Well, if Christy can do it, so can I. So then I looked at Christy. So I thought she can do it. Well, what are the things that Christy's doing that I'm not doing? And one of the things, and I know I touched on this before, is that Christy makes bold moves. Now, the bold move that I actually did is that I took that entire $7,000 of savings and I put it on a brand new caravan. I didn't know how I was going to create the money. I had no idea how it was going to happen, but my knowing, my soul had led me to this place. Now, let me know if you believe that your knowing has led you to here right now, that your soul, your intuition has said, this is where I need to be. This sounds right. This feels right. It feels in alignment for me, because your knowing will never, ever lead you astray. Your knowing is always taking you to where you want to be. And so what I saw is what Christy was doing was bold moves. And I'm going to teach you something, and give me a yes in the comments that you want, that I saw Christy did. And I had never done my before. And then I did it. And then I taught it to one of my friends. And then a week later, what happened is that she had $20,000 turn up in her bank account from people like if I talk about one, it was a landlord that she'd had in the past that was owning money to her, and she bumped into this person in a cafe and said, here's $1,000 that I owe you. She created $20,000 in her life. So give me a yes in the comments if you want me to give something to you that's going to take what Tariq gave you to a whole new level. And I can see this is on fire. I'm getting lots of yeses. Okay. I want you to get all those beliefs that you wrote down, the ones that you shared about yourself and about money, and I want you to write them down. I want you to write down and get really honest. What are the 10 things that aren't true about me, but it comes in the back of my mind? I'm not good enough. Nobody cares what I have to say. I'm a failure. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not pretty enough. What are those things? I want you to get really honest, and I want you to write them down. I want you to write them down, and then I want you to write down the 10 beliefs about money that are holding you back. Like one of mine was, I don't have what was it? I can't afford it. That was the thing that I used to say all the time. I can't afford it. And then what happened as a result of that? I can't afford it. What happened is every time an opportunity would come up, I couldn't afford it. I would think I couldn't afford it, and I wouldn't even take an opportunity. It was blocking me from opportunities that were going to take my life to the next level. So I want you to write down all the beliefs that you shared before around money and yourself, and you're going to burn them. You're going to write them down, and then you're going to create a little ceremony out in the backyard, if it needs to be, in your apartment, and burn those beliefs. And I want you, as you're burning them, to allow you to feel all the things that you felt in the past, and to be kind to yourself, because like Tariq said, this is all conditioning. It's all been given to you. You're going to burn them, and you're going to let them go. And you're going to be the phoenix that rises from the ashes. And what I want you to do is share with me right now, what is it you're choosing instead? Because everything comes down to a decision. What are you choosing instead? What's the choice that you're choosing to create? What's the decision you're making? What is the choice that you're making about yourself? So for me, the decision I made, and this became my affirmation, I am strong, I am powerful, I am Wonder Woman, I can do anything. And when I had that, by burning my beliefs and choosing this instead, magic happens, because I tapped into the unlimited potential that resides in me. So give me in the comments below, what are you choosing to believe? What is this affirmation? Is it about money? Is it about you? Can you incorporate the two? And what you're going to do is I'm going to show you on my clock. And some of them are here and you can see. You're going to set an alarm on your phone, and you're going to put your favorite music with that alarm. Guys, I'm going to just give me, oh, it's okay. I'm not going to do that. So I want you to put the affirmation and type it in there. So what I've got in there is, I'm so good at what I do, and I'm worthy of receiving massive amounts of money for what I do every day. And I have that going off 7 times a day. And then because it's my favorite music, what I do is I actually allow myself to feel it, to move. For us to take something into our subconscious and believe it, we need to say the words, We need to change our physical states and we need to change our emotion. So what you need to do is to tap into that emotion that is available to you. I'm just going to take you for a walk because I'm really sorry, guys. What's happened is I've put my dog, this is the wonderful thing, is I get to travel around Australia and my dog is not happy. And in saying that, I'm going to let him out so you don't have this when I'm going to take you through your visualization exercise. Now look at this. This is the view that I have. The view that I thought was impossible. I lived in the middle of Melbourne, not even near the beach. And all I wanted was a life. And that's because I chose to burn my beliefs and do something different. So what you need to do is put that in your phone. Allow it to go off and allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to feel good by doing it. And even do it when you don't want to do it because you're going to change your state, your physiology. Now, the next thing that I want you to do, and I'm going to take you through a very important process that's going to lock your vision in. And I just want to get in the comments so I know where you guys are so that I can see you here. So thank you for your patience as I go through this. Okay, I'm back here. What we're going to do is take you through a really life-changing process, a process that's going to enable you to lock in this vision that you're choosing to create, to put it into your subconscious so it's in your mind. And from there, you know that you can tap into the unlimited potential that resides in you, the unlimited abundance, the unlimited freedom. And so what I'm wanting from you is, can you give me yes in the comments that you're going to play full out in this entire process? Are you going to allow yourself to go all in, to go that way? So let me just clear myself. I'm excited. I get ran away with my emotions so I can be present with you, because it's really important that you're present with yourself as we go through this process. So I'm going to take you through a visualization technique. Now, some people say to me, oh, vision doesn't work, visualizing, Emily. I don't visualize. I can't visualize. Now, there are three ways that people absorb things. It's through sound, feeling, or visual. But 80% of the population is vision. And the thing is, you mightn't have been shown the right way. So what I want from you right now is I want you to close your eyes. It's just a quick little exercise. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine a lemon in your hand. I want you to imagine you holding a lemon. What does it look like? I want you to bring it to your nose. What does it smell like? Now, I want you to put that lemon out in front of you. And I want you to take a bite of that lemon. Can you taste its juices? Is your lips pulling back? Is there saliva running in your mouth? Tell me in the comments below, what's the experience that you've got right now from tasting the lemon? Did it feel real? Was it like you were biting into a lemon? Let me know. I'm going to look at the comments and slowly waiting this. You've got my dog. This is my reality, and I'm not very happy. Hey! Okay. All right. It tastes bitter. Oh, my God. Thank you for your patience. It tastes bitter. It's tart. It's real. Aha, yes. Okay. A tart taste. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So now I want you to close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes, and thank you for your patience. I thought I got rid of my kids, but I've got my dog to handle with. I'm going to put my dog outside, and then I'm going to take you through a process that's going to allow you to lock in this vision and know everything and anything is impossible, and to tap into your unlimited abundance. So just give me a moment. So what I want you to do is close your eyes and take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel centered and safe, and ask yourself, I want you to check into the child that lives within you. I want you to ask them. I want you to ask her or him, or tell her that she's and him, he's going to be safe. That we're not going to do anything that he or she doesn't like. And if he or she doesn't like it, he has full permission to shut this down and to not do this anymore. He or she can walk away. So I want you to take that breath, and I'm just going to put my dog outside. Okay. So what I want you to do is with the eyes closed, and when you put one hand on your chest and one hand on your womb space. And if you're a man, you've got a metaphorical womb. So I want you to put your hand on that space, and I want you to breathe in. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let the breath linger, and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Don't breathe yet. Breathe in. Breathe in love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So now I'm going to take you through a process that's going to allow you to tap into the truth of your soul. That knowing that says you can create anything and anything. That you can do the impossible. The part of you that's still living like your kids, or if you witness kids, that you see it with kids all the time. They do the impossible and you're like, how did they get that? And that they know they're still tapped into the potential, their unlimited freedom, their unlimited abundance. So I want you to remember when you were a kid, when you did something that was impossible. Was it when you rode your bike for the first time without training wheels? Was it that you negotiated a job out of nowhere? Did you stand up to a bully in school? I want you to tap into that moment when you did the impossible, a moment at a time. A moment where you made a decision, because everything comes down to a decision to go all in and not play small and follow the calling of your heart. What did it feel like to say yes to you? Decide that you could have everything and anything that you wanted. Today, you're going to say yes to you. You said yes to creating the life you want. You've said yes to your desires. You've said yes to your perfect day. You've said yes to taking the action to change the family circumstances. And more importantly, you've said yes to you. Now, I want you to go in 1 year's time. Do you have a different energy about you? You have the truth of your soul. You have the unlimited abundance. You have the unlimited freedom. You have to tap into your unlimited potential. I want you to bring the love, the joy, the gratitude, bring in the transformation, bring it all in, that everything that you're choosing to create today has happened, and bring in all the emotion, and you're with everyone with who you meet on the journey, and you share it, and you share them with love, and you share, more importantly, with yourself, and you feel in every fiber of your being. Now I want you to look in the mirror. Take a look at your face. How does it feel to say yes to you, to your dreams, to your desires, to your wants? How does it feel that you've done the impossible? What does it look like? Do you look younger? Do you look alive? Are you energized? How does it feel to have others in your presence? Think about it. How do you feel? How do you feel about yourself, your self-esteem? What is this one decision, this decision that you decide I'm going to go all in and I'm going to create my vision and I'm going to create my dreams has given you? What has it given those that you love? Don't play small. Feel the emotions. You made a choice, and you made a choice today, and this choice has changed the trajectory of your life. It changed those of you around you, your family, your friends, your community, the world. It's all come down to a decision where you said yes to you. Now, how has that vision transformed your life financially? What has it given you financially? What experiences, what opportunities? What has it given you financially, to your family, to your friends, to those you love, to the community? What impact are you making in the world? I want you to feel all that. And what I want from you right now, that you're choosing to do, is what's the one thing that you see that you've locked this in place, that your vision has happened? Do you see $100,000 in your bank account? Do you see yourself on the beach with your family and you're staying in a beautiful Airbnb? Or are you just sleeping in every morning and the alarm's not going off? What is the one thing that you know that you've locked your vision, your desires in place? I want you to see it. Now, what does it sound like? What are the sounds that you hear around you? Are you hearing a fireplace in the background? Is it the waves of the ocean? Is it the silence of no alarm? What is the thing that you hear that you know that your vision has been set in place? And what are the things that you're saying to yourself? Are you saying, I did it, I did it, I did it? What are you saying to yourself over and over again? Now, what I want you to do is step out of your body and you're like watching it like a movie. I want you to see the thing and you're watching it like a movie. I'm going to make it bigger and brighter and bolder and louder. It's happening right in front of you. What is the thing that made you know that you've locked this in place? What's the sound that you hear? What are you saying to yourself? What are the feelings? Are you feeling sexy, playful? What are the things? And I want you to take a photograph. I want you to take a Polaroid. Get that little Polaroid cameras. You know the ones that we had when we were kids? And I want you to take a photo. And I want you to get that photo and I want you to wave it in the air. And then I want you to blow life into it. And you're going to blow 3 breaths. And 1 more breath. And then what you're going to do is you're going to float up above your timeline. We all have a timeline. You don't have to think about it. Your body will know it. Your brain will know it. You don't have to think about it. And you're going to drop that photograph and let it land into place and lock it in like Tupperware. Now you're going to make your way back to now. And everything is going to change and turn and it'll be like the Matrix. Everything's chopping and changing into very different things because you've already done this and everything from 1 year's time to now is configuring and changing and transforming for you to create this vision, your desires. And on the way back, I want you to think about this. You can have all your dreams and vision, but if you don't have the method, you can't create it. You won't create it. What's your pathway? What's going to be your legacy builder? What's your vehicle? I want you to ask yourself, show me 3 things I did that transformed my life and allowed me to create this vision. Now, is it for you to come to day 2 and learn the vehicle I utilized to bring my husband home, to have the money to buy the caravan and the car and everything I wrote on my list a year ago? The very business vehicle that enables everyone to tap into their unlimited potential, to make money whenever they want and where they want. So I want you to slowly come back into the room. And I want you to write those 3 things down. And I'm going to give you Tariq, now.
All right. Are you off in some distant lands, pulling the future into the now? Wasn't that incredible, everybody? Drop the word incredible. Drop the word inspired if you feel inspired. I could see all kinds of incredible visions taking place inside my mind. So remember, everybody, this is day one. Day one, mindset. Who here feels like their mindset has shifted just by being here? Give a big round of applause to the amazing Amber Lee. Took us all on a beautiful journey, pulled our future timeline into the now. Now, the last couple of thoughts I'm going to leave you with is this. If you want something that you can do today to start shifting your money mindset, if it hasn't shifted already, if you want to put that into action, next time you're at the grocery store, right? This is what works for me. I'm just going to share from my experience. Next time you're at the grocery store and those items are coming down the checkout, I want you to say thank you and give gratitude for each one and say why you're grateful for it. So for example, thank you, money, for those cucumbers. I'm grateful to be able to put that in my salad. Thank you, money, for that rice. I'm going to enjoy that in my dinner tomorrow. Thank you, money, for that pasta. The kids are going to love it. And you're going to thank money for each one of those items, and you're going to say what you're going to use it for. And by the end of it, instead of simply having a bag of groceries, you're going to have a bag of gratitude. And the thing about gratitude is it is the frequency of having. And when you start emanating with the frequency of having, life will give you more to have, because that becomes a match to who you are and who you are being. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We will see you for day 2, where we'll go through the method. Now, some of you might be thinking, you know, all of this sounds wonderful, but what does having a leveraged online income mean? I don't really want to be online. I want to be out there enjoying my life, right? Well, here's the thing. Having a leveraged, and that's the key, right? Leveraged income online allows you to have an incredible offline life. I get to wake up whenever I want. I get to do whatever I want with each and every day. And I've been doing this consistently now for the last few years. That is what's available to you. To have an incredible real life that you get to enjoy each and every day, do how much of whatever you want with whomever you want, whenever you want. And that's what's open to you right now. And could we all admit that this feels so much more fun than being surrounded by people who criticize and pull us down and nitpick, and you know, everybody will try and pull down your dreams because they've sold out on theirs, and they are trying desperately to remind themselves that it was worth it. It's not actually a reflection on you. It's not a reflection on your ability. They are projecting their doubts, their fears, like a itchy knitted sweater that you're wearing in order to make them feel better about themselves. Now you get to be that change maker and that change breaker, that chain breaker and that change maker. We'll see you all tomorrow for the method. Please give it up for our speakers today. Let us know what your biggest takeaways were, what you're going to do differently, how this has already shifted you. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you all for tuning in, for giving us your presence, your time, for being here with us in this co-creation. Remember, right, when you look at the night sky, it's not brilliant because you have a single star shining in isolation. The night is beautiful because stars shine in constellation. And that's what we're here. We're here in constellation. And you are now here to light up the night. All right, everybody, big love, and we'll see you tomorrow.